Ready to go to
Senior
the ballpark.
pictures. That's so nice. Senior pictures. Glam shots.
You can polish a turd after all, boys. You can polish
No,
a
you
turd.
can't. I'm just happy that you have a shirt on because I was told that you called somebody that I know shirtless and were like screaming at him on FaceTime for no good reason. So I don't know what happened, but that's why I text you. I'm like, just please wear a shirt today.
That's my go-to move, dude. I try to do it to D-Row at least once a week during MLB Central.
I remember DeRosa used to say you would crash the party in the backyard and all that, right?
Yeah, why the hell would I pay for my pool when he's got one in his backyard?
Exactly. Now do you throw the kids over there too?
Oh, absolutely. Especially now that they can all swim. Go over.
I love it. All right, we'll try to be serious for like 10 minutes here. So how's the series going? You know, are you beating up Darling and Anderson in the booth there? And obviously it just started, but give us a little look at what to expect for game 2.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Y'all know as well as I do, if Ramirez and Naylor don't hit, they're in trouble. I mean, those are the two middle power bats. And through 6 games, you know, we did that 5 games, me and BA did with the Tigers. Through those, now through 6 games, they're hitting 152 combined with 3 extra base hits. And, you know, you play the Yankees like that, and especially with Steven Kwan, David Fry, the way they've been getting on base, they're getting opportunities. They're just not able to take advantage. And last night, the walks. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm sure y'all two would agree, guys. The walks on the Yankees this year, 34 in 5 games. I mean, at some point, right, you got to make them hit the ball. So I would look to see the Guardians tonight pound that zone.
Are the Yankees, I mean, not just the Yankees, the Tigers too. Are the Tigers and the Yankees pitching so well to Hosey and Naylor, or are Hosey and Naylor kind of going out of their zone a little bit?
I think with Naylor for sure, you know, he can be aggressive. He can hack early. He's getting some pitches early, but then they're kind of exploiting. Rodon last night threw some sliders way outside the zone. With Hosey, I mean, you know, he doesn't look like it. I mean, he's swinging at strikes. He had a great at-bat last night against Rodon there, that last inning. He absolutely smoked that ball that Judge caught to center field. But, you know, they're going to have to be able to score because ultimately the Yankees, were 171 with runners in scoring position versus the Royals, and they were 0 for 7 last night. So as I've continued to say, when they do start hitting with runners in scoring position, I mean, it could get ugly quick.
Okay, so then what's the key tonight? Is it that? Is it Ramirez and Naylor having to do something against Garrett Cole? Is it Tanner Bybee giving the Guardians 3 innings so that Stephen Vogt can run to Smith and Herron and Gaddis and Clase? I mean, what's the key for the Guardians? Because I think this is a must-win for the Guardians. If the Guardians lose tonight, I think this could be over quickly.
I couldn't agree more. I said it. If they don't win tonight, AJ, there's a good chance we're not coming back to New York. And, you know, if they do, you can kind of flip it a little bit and put some pressure on the Yankees going to Cleveland. But I think they got to get a lead tonight. You know, look, Ramirez got a couple homers. Naylor's got 3 bombs off Cole. And we all know in Yankee Stadium, Cole has struggled compared to on the road. And so I think they got to get some runs early. And look, Tanner Bybee on the road is the opposite. He's 2 points lower ERA on the road. And you just said it, AJ. If they can get a lead, 4th inning into the 5th, man, you're going to see the gauntlet of Cade Smith coming in, who's been absolutely freaking unbelievable, and then Herron and Gaddis to get to Clase. It's going to be I mean, they got all their horsemen going tonight out of that pen. But, again, they got to, you know, Lane Thomas, Fry, these guys have done a good job and come up with big hits. But it's got to be the 2 guys in the middle.
Do you feel like they were anticipating this? Like, hey, we got to take game 2. And I don't want to say they punted early, but I was going back and forth with these guys yesterday. I'm like, it's the biggest spot. Cleveland's aggressive as hell. You were on the previous series too, right? So you've seen how they've operated early in games sometimes to bring in some of those weapons because they have 4 or 5, right? I was surprised they went with Cantillo. This is a guy who looked like he was not ready for the moment, and that's okay. But I just was like, this is the game here. I felt like I was watching that. It's 1-0, right? It's 1-0.
Frenchie, what gave it away? The 4 lawn darts he threw on fastballs? I mean, that he wasn't ready? He's like, oh, the plate's over there. I'm going to throw it off the mound. And,
But you guys kept saying, oh, this is a bridge just to get to Avila. But I'm like, but this is the game. And so in my mind, you didn't use any of your high leverage guys, but you lost the game like 1-0. You could have come back.
Oh, for sure. And I will say this, they continuously kept creeping back in it. I mean, Boone had to bring in Weaver. And, with the tie and run up with Brennan and Ramirez. So they made it a game. But look, at the end of the day, you said this is a must win today. Tanner Bybee has got to go 4 2/3, 4 2/3, and then you can go to that pen. But ultimately, again, we can talk all we want about that because they pitched outside of Cantillo. They pitched fine yesterday. They got to score. I mean, you got to be able to score. And I know this Yankees bullpen has been really, really good. And look, Rodon was good last night. That fastball was up here where those guys couldn't get to it. But tonight, this is a matchup where you would think, look, Cole is obviously a great pitcher, but he's got the ability to give up a long ball or two. And I think that's what the Guardians are going to have to do. They're going to have to hit a couple home runs and then hope they can turn to that pen.
Frenchie, were you surprised last night? Because I mentioned this in the postgame last night. When they pinch hit for Fry, I was like, Fry hit a big homer for you guys to get you here and off a right-handed pitcher, and then you pinch hit for him. And no offense to Will Brennan, but I feel like I would have taken my chances with David Fry right there.
Yeah, AJ, and I actually mentioned that on air because BA was talking Brennan had been a good pinch hitter this year, but I'm with you. It's like Kike Hernandez right now. I don't care who comes in the game. He ain't coming out right now. He's getting big at-bats. And David Fry, his two biggest at-bats were against Bo Brisky, who's, arguably the best reliever on the Tigers. And then the other one, he got against somebody on the Tigers, he got a double down the left field line in game one off a righty. And there's just times, right, where you think a guy's swinging the bat, he's going well, he's feeling good, he got a hit off Rodon to start the game. And the other thing we can talk about, guys, it was cold last night. That was the first cold weather game you can truly say probably this postseason where it was really cold. So now Fry's already had 3 at-bats and Brennan's coming off the bench cold, and Weaver just went to town. And again, no disrespect to Brennan. I think he's a great player. And if he had started that game, it's like, okay, keep going. But, man, I'd have loved to see what Fry could do in that moment. And even if he puts one in play, a sac fly, you at least get to 5-3, right? And you put a little more pressure on whoever's coming in.
All right, so we're going to go to your body double. How are they going to pitch to Giancarlo Stanton?
Good question.
I appreciate it. I agree. I mean, we're very alike. I actually just showered, took the shirt off, and I'm like, upper chest is pretty solid. You know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't pitch to him. I'd put his ass on base every time right now. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not letting him beat me. The guys behind him really haven't done a whole lot for the Yankees. Jazz has that one home run, and he's capable of doing that. But until he shows me, I couldn't believe Cobb that first inning, dude. He gave him 2-1 right down the middle, and he just missed it to left field. I mean, that he just missed it. I'm like, there was a base open, there's 2 outs. So, again, right now to me, Soto and Stanton, I'm being completely careful with. And if other guys start to swing it, then you know what, man, that's the length of the lineup. That's the Yankees. But until then, I'm not letting those 2 guys beat me.
When you've talked to the managers here, I'm assuming at least once, maybe twice here with Boone and Vogt, how have the combos been? And I guess especially on Vogt's side, have they given you any indication of how this series could look if they keep going deeper into it? How you manage the 3 games in a row when they're so bullpen obsessed, how they don't really have the deep starting staff to be able to do this.
Well, Vogt told us, he said, I got to get length out of Tanner Bybee and I got to get length out of Matthew Boyd in game 3. I mean, that's their shot. If they're going to the pen in the 3rd inning, it's not going to work well. And let's be honest, they just got away with it versus the Detroit Tigers. So, again, look, this bullpen is incredible. They're the best in baseball. I truly believe they have just different type guys that can come in. Kate Smith's got the best fastball in all of baseball out of that bullpen. But you can't go to it every single day. So I look here, game 2, they're well rested. They haven't pitched in over 2 days, any of the guys. You have an off day, travel day tomorrow, and you have game 3 that they can come out. So I think that's why it's so important for Cleveland. These next 2 games for them, they almost got to treat them like elimination games because, AJ, you said it, I agree. If you get on a plane, you're down 2-0 tomorrow going to Cleveland, even if you take 2 out of 3 there, you still come back to the Bronx down 3-2. So tonight is so important. We saw, look, the Mets played with a sense of urgency yesterday. Lindor, their big guy, got them off to that start, and then the grand slam by Vientos. So the Guardians kind of need that kind of night tonight to flip the script.
We got a problem. Half our viewers are not even subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. Do it.
Big shout out to America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh, for helping us eat good during this busy time of the year for us. With HelloFresh, you get pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. It's home cooking made easy, fun, and affordable.
HelloFresh makes it easy, even for picky eaters like Scott. There's a changing menu of 50 recipes to choose from each week. Customize it to fit your taste. There's protein and veggie swap options too. The recipes are easy to follow. Just choose your delivery day, open your box, cook, and eat.
My house is busy with sports, but family dinners are important. My fam eats better, healthier, and we cook so much easier with HelloFresh.
And for a limited time, kids eat free. Go to HelloFresh.com/FTKids to unlock this exclusive offer. 1 free kids meal per box for 2 months while subscription is active. That's free kids meals just by going to HelloFresh.com/FTKids.
Okay, so enough of this series. Let's go back to where your heart lies. What are the Braves going to do this offseason? Are they going to cut payroll? What are they going to do this offseason? Because their team is pretty much set. Now they need a couple pieces. Max Fried's walking out that door. They bring back a Charlie Morton. What do the Braves do?
I go get Willie Adames. That's what I do. Or I go trade for Bo Bichette. They
that's
need a shortstop. They need a shortstop. I mean, you can sit here and say pitching, but you're going to have Lopez, you're going to have Sale, you're going to have Strider, and you're going to have Schwellenbach. And so, yes, maybe you go get a guy for $8, $9, $10 million. I don't think you got to go get a top-of-the-line guy. That money that whether Fried leaves, the money Fried and Morton have, I'm going to get a shortstop. You know, that would, again, lengthen the heck out of that lineup because their bullpen's pretty settled again. You got Pierce Johnson coming back. You got Iglesias coming back, and you got Jimenez coming back. You know, A.J. Minter, it'll be interesting to see what they do if they let him walk. You know, you might have to go get a lefty if you do that. But, look, they're pretty well set again. I mean, the injuries is what crushed them, but I think you've got to get an elite shortstop, whether it's Bo Bichette, Willie Adames. You got to get someone that's got power in that position. If you do that again, you have one of the deepest lineups in baseball if everybody's healthy.
Does it feel unfair that they fired the coaches that they fired? I mean, it feels like it's like, oh, you know, we didn't win a World Series and we had half our team, so let's go ahead and fire some coaches.
You know, you can sit here and say yes, but, you know, look, AJ had Kevin Seitzer too. And look, Kevin Seitzer is a good hitting coach. He's old school. And some of these new guys, we all know what they come in now. You know, I was talking to Chris Valleca yesterday, and he's like, all these guys come in with their own personal hitting coaches, right? So it's almost like, hey, what were y'all working on? And then how can I come beside you? And Seitz is old school, man. He's been around a long time, and that's not necessarily how he works. So I think at the end of the day, I think he's a great hitting coach. I think he's done a great job in Atlanta. But you're somewhere 10 years, man. That's a long time. And, you know, I just saw the same thing with Gary Pettis in Houston. Didn't get renewed at third base. I love GP. I think Gary Pettis is one of the best, but he's been there with Dusty a long time. Now, you know, Joe maybe gets to bring one of his guys in. So it didn't surprise me as much just because, you know, sometimes it's good to get a fresh voice, and I think it'll help a little bit.
Okay, before you go, Frenchie, I appreciate you wearing Gator colors in your outfit today.
The Mets colors.
Is it Mets colors? Gator colors?
No, this is more like Tigers colors. Katie, you know, she put all my suits together. Like I know your wife does too, AJ, because she ain't letting you go out there with looking like a scrub. But I did tell her, I'm like, you know, if the Tigers make it to the ALCS, I cannot wear this. I'll look like a straight Tigers fan coming on. So
Auburn colors. So you went Auburn colors.
Yeah, well, you talk about a rough year.
Well, we'll go put that suit to use, all right? We'll see you on the broadcast later. Have a great call with the guys. It's been fun listening to you in the last round and then game one here. But thanks for the time, Frenchie. Really appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, guys. Y'all are the best.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.